Hey, I'm the cat toy lady. So today's project is one of my bigger ones. It's going to be a catio that goes outside your window, but it's going to take up the span of 2 of my large windows. So today I'm going to be showing you the steps to making my catio. I'm not going to be giving you the exact measurements, I'm just going to be showing you how to make it and how to go about it with your own measurements, because your window is not going to be probably the same size as mine. So for a little background of why I'm making this, so this catio is going to be an experiment. It's really going to be able to hold my litter box. It's a very large one. It's going to have 2 doors. That way there's no bullying situations, hopefully, with one cat trying to come in and out, only one exit. That way it gives them another way to be able to retreat. The 2 entrances are going to be because cats can have behavioral issues and not want to urinate properly in the litter box and go somewhere else. If there can be bullying issues and aggression, if they're scared to come in and out of the litter box. So I'm going to have 2 doors. That way if one cat feels that they can't go through one exit, they can still go through the other. Just another way to get in and out and not be adverse to using the litter box that's outside. The litter box rule of thumb is however many cats you have, you want to have at least 1 extra litter box. I can't do that in my bedroom. I can spread them out, of course, throughout the house, but I have a scaredy cat who only lives in the bedroom. So my purpose of this is to give him access to 2 litter boxes. He's going to have the main one and then the one that he can use that is on the catio. And again, this is an experiment. I don't know how humidity is going to affect my clumping litter. I'm using a really tight screen, which I'll show you in a little bit. I don't know if somehow rain's going to get in and I'm going to have to adjust things. So this is my way to be able to show you, 1, how to make a catio that you can put outside, but my purpose is to be able to have a nice large litter box outside and still have space for them to be able to lay down outside. And because this is going in 2 large windows connected together, it will actually be 3 separate parts that I will be putting together. The part that sits in the window, keeping the window open with the cat door, and actually a larger door so you can get the litter box in and out and scoop it easily. Then, because I don't want something that's permanently attached to my house, we will be moving soon, hopefully, I'm going to have the catio part that actually hooks on to those 2 window parts. Let me show you some of the materials I bought to be able to make this. I have 2 of the larger cat doors. You can basically get these at any pet store or home improvement store. I had 3 shelf brackets, 2 locks for the doors, 4 hinges for the doors, number 6 1/2-inch screws, front door mats from the Dollar Tree. Then I also have double wide corner braces in the 2-inch size, 4 of these. Also the 4-hole corner braces that are 2 inches, I have 4 of those. Then I have some wood that's 1/4 inch by 1.5 inches, and they're 3 feet long. I have 8 of those. I also have wood that is 8 feet long, that is a 1x2, 2 of them. A roll of standard screen, 6 2x2s that are 8 feet long. I also have 8 pieces of the 3-foot long wood that is 1/2 inch by 2.5 inches. A 4-foot by 8-foot piece of the nice plywood. And for some of the tools I'm going to be using, I have a miter saw, a drill, and 2 different types of staple guns. One that's air powered and one that's a regular one. And then I have some outdoor paint for when I'm done. So let's get started. This is going to be a lot of work, but I think it's really going to be worth it. So even if it doesn't work for a litter box, my cats are still going to love how much space they get outside. Hey, pay attention real quick. Do not do this unless you have thought it out thoroughly. Safety is very important for your cat. Don't rush through this. Make sure you get everything as safe as possible. You don't want this bad boy to be falling out your window, especially if your cat happens to be in it. So please don't do this unless you're going to keep safety in mind. So basically what I'm doing for the part that sits in the window, it's going to be a frame that has a door that sits in it with a cat door that sits inside that. So what you need to do is get the measurement of your window. You need to know exactly how wide you can go without being so small that you're going to fall through the window. There's different layers of your window, different lips that the window sits in. So I'm going to go as wide as possible, that way I get caught on the edge of those lips. When measuring how high it needs to be, I did go ahead and get a full measurement of how far up my window will go, and then I subtracted 2 inches from that. That way I can have a little bit of room to be able to shut my window. So since I'm going to be putting this in 2 different windows, I am making 2 frames for this. So I'm going to show you with just one, but just know that the other side will be a mirror image. So if my hinges are on my left side, then I will put it on the right side on the other one. And for the frames, I am going to be making them at 45-degree angles at each corner. So I'm going to start with marking out where I need to cut. Go ahead and cut your wood too. Now I'm just going to use the air-powered staple gun and connect this into a frame. Then once I've stapled from the side, I'm actually going to take the regular staple gun, and on the face at the corners, I'm going to put in a couple of staples for each corner. And for the part that's actually going to be facing into my house, I'm not putting any of the staples just to keep it pretty. So I'm going to repeat this on the other 4 pieces. So now I have 2 beautiful frames. So the next step is to go ahead and measure the inside edges. We are going to take this big wood back here and we are going to cut a door that will end up fitting inside here on hinges. And we are going to do that for both of these frames. Once you get your measurements, go ahead and mark it on your wood. You can kind of see the layout that I'm using here. And while you're marking, you can go ahead and mark for your next sections. I'm going to be making it 5.5 feet long, and then I need to also cut 2 different sections that are 22 and 26 inches. You can see I have it spelled out here. That way we can do all our cutting at once. Once you get everything marked on your board, go ahead and cut it out. Okay, I've got my smaller pieces cut out. They fit perfectly in. Things are a little bit dusty in here. I'm going to get this cleaned up, but first I need to put the cat door in. You're going to follow the directions that come with your cat door. And remember, you want your cat doors to be on each end. So you're going to put one towards the right end and one towards the left end. I've got the holes cut out for the cat door. I'm not going to install them just yet. I want to go ahead and get the hardware for the door on while it's still lying flat before I go ahead and do the cat door. So now that I have the big pieces all cut up, I'm going to go ahead and get everything cleaned up and then we'll continue back at it. I'm now all cleaned up and I can go ahead and put my hinges on and my door lock. So you can see the door lock here, nice and simple. So I'm just going to line it up on the edge of the outer frame and put the screws in. Now we're going to put the hinges on too. The lock and the hinges are on. Next time you see these pieces, I'll already have them painted and the cat doors in. While I'm painting, I'm going to go ahead and get everything else prepped and painted. That way as I start assembling, it's just little touch-ups that I have to do, but the big pieces will already be painted. Okay, so I have both panels done. The doors are in and they can be opened. So remember I had cut 2 pieces that were 5.5 feet long, one being 22 inches and one being 26 inches. I had that 22-inch piece, which is going to be the base, and I have all the 2x2s ready. The 2x2s are going to be the support walls. There are 6 vertical poles altogether. The ones that are going to sit closest to the house are going to be 20 inches, and the ones that are going to sit farther away are going to be 18 inches tall. So you can kind of get an idea of my sketch, where the poles are going to sit, and that the back ones are going to be 20 and the front are going to be 18. That way my roof is going to sit at an angle. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up those 2x2s. So you can see I put just the slightest angle in the top of each pole. It's a 5-degree angle. I want the rain to be able to just go right off of it. So now with the 2 pieces that I have that are 8 feet long and 1 inch by 2 inch, I'm going to go ahead and get a measurement in between these poles all the way around each section. I'm going to measure and cut the wood. We are going to box in the top of this. So I cut the pieces, I put them down here just so I knew that they fit into place, but really they're going to go up here. So I'm going to get all these pieces stapled into place and I'll show you how it looks. Okay, you can see how it is. I did put these pieces with the wider part level, horizontal, and the skinnier part where what you can see right now. Now for extra security, I am going to run a diagonal piece from the back corner to this front corner on each side. And for that piece, I'm going to be using some of the 2x2s, just like that. Now it's time to put the roof on. Yeah. So now we just line everything up with the back edge, keeping the sides flush, and staple it together. The roof is attached, it's nice and stable, Now I'm going to go ahead and attach screen to what's going to be the front outside and the two sides. Don't worry about that back side that's going to be up against the house. Once I get the screen stapled on, I am going to take the 1/4-inch pieces that I have and use them as trim going all the way around. That way it can be nice and pretty, since it is going to be on the outside of your house, so you can cover up all the staple marks. I'm going to run it along the bottom, but I don't need to run it along where the roof is. I went ahead and turned it around so you can kind of see how things are going to sit. What I'm going to do now is actually attach brackets to the lid of this, and the brackets are going to act like hooks. There are going to be 4 of them on the top and 4 on the bottom. The bottoms aren't going to hook, but instead they will on the inside end up bumping up against and be screwed into place. So this is what they look like out of the package, and this is where the 4 of them will end up sitting, to where they can slide on top of this piece and slide down. We're going to be using them as brackets to be able to hold on to that piece of wood that you already made with the door in it. They're going to be slid forward just enough on top of the roof to where they can hold on. So you can see I'm marking the wood so I know exactly where to put my nails. And yes, there are 3 holes, but we're only going to be using the back 2 of them. And instead of the little 1/2-inch screws that come with it, I am using these. They're number 10, 1.5 inch. Voila! So you can see it fits nice and snug. So the next step's a little trickier. We have to put the part that goes in the window there first and go ahead and slide this on. Then what we're going to do is mark where to drill holes. We are going to be putting the angle pieces that are 2 inch underneath and against the bottom right here. While it's up there, I'm also going to be marking where the shelf brackets are going to go. That way when it comes back down, I can attach these so I don't have to worry about it again. So this is it from the inside. I will show you that the doors swing open so I can put the litter box out there. And the brackets I'm going to be putting in are going to go from here to here on the inside corners. And then right here, there's just a little bit of gap. I have door foam that I'm going to fill it with, and then I'm going to put carpet down. Wow, it's in. It was a little bit of a struggle to get it in. I mean, it's up high, but my husband helped. Remember, this is an experiment to see if the litter box can go outside, if there's any behavioral issues with it. There are 2 exits to hopefully help with any behavioral issues. I don't know if the cats are going to want to be with the sun outside next to the litter box, or if that's going to discourage it. But there is room for all 3 cats really to be out here with the litter box. Because the doors open so easily, I can scoop the litter box as needed. I will have something that's down below that'll kind of act like stairs for them to be able to get up. And you can see here I do have some foam sealant, that way no buggies can get in. I did put carpet on the inside, and the litter box has 2 different openings. Yeah, I know, it's a bit rough. I tried to rush cutting the litter box and I cracked it. Luckily I have the backup one. Okay, so here's what it looks like from the outside. I have my brackets up. It's completely secure. I painted it to match the house. I hope this inspired you all to make your own little catio, whether it be for a litter box experiment or just for your cat to get some sun. And if you're thinking to yourself, what other crazy stuff is this woman going to make? Just hit that subscribe button and you'll find out. And don't forget, there are other videos that you can watch, and that wonderful subscribe button is right here. Now go make your cat some toys.